I'd like you to meet Tomka, Tomkha. It's my favorite Thai coconut milk soup. And she is a ninth generation, 100% raw meat Tonkinese cat. Although I guess my wife would disagree because she happens to like to steal some of her broccoli and cauliflower and eat them. So she doesn't get only raw beef and raw lamb and some raw chicken and occasionally some raw fish and raw liver and raw heart and raw kidney. She also gets a little bit of cauliflower and broccoli occasionally. But I don't know if all Tonkinese are the same, if their personalities are the same, but this is the first cat I've ever had that's a little bit more like a dog, because I can treat her more like a dog and she doesn't mind. She'll come over and jump up on my shoulder and she'll kiss me, and I can run around the room and she'll chase me around the house, and then she'll stop and look back, see if I'm there, and I'll run after her and she'll dash and I'll stop and I'll say, okay, play's over, come back, and she'll turn over and she'll come back. Right now she's motoring, which you can't hear, but she's also a tom-tom drum. And any other cat I've had, if I did that, instead of enjoying it and saying, that feels good, you know, that's nice, would scratch me and run away, or be afraid and run away. Not Tomka. She's more than happy with that. And come on, take a look at the camera. So we go like this. We say, wave at the camera. Wave. No, you want to be back on my shoulder. She doesn't want to wave at the camera. Sometimes I'll lay her on her back on my lap, and I'll decide that I'm going to use her legs as shifters. Okay, so first gear, second gear, third gear. You're looking at the camera? That's nice of you. Yeah. And again, if I want to use her as a tom-tom drum, doesn't bother her at all. Right, Tomka? Hey, how's it doing, huh? Too bad I can't have different parts of her have different sounds. But we find it very, very interesting that of all the cats we've had, Tomka is the one. Her sister will let us do some of this stuff, but not too much. But she's the one that we can, do a bunch of different things with. And instead of running away or scratching us, she just says, okay, that was nice. You want to do some more? So one of these days I'm going to have to talk to some other people that have Tonkinese and find out whether that's part of the Tonkinese personality, along with the fact that they love to sit on your shoulders and greet your friends, or whether some of this is not Tonkinese, in which case maybe it has to do with the fact that they've been on raw meat for so long, ninth generation raw meat. What I find interesting, which most people don't realize, and I didn't realize previously, is because of the Pottenger cat studies, and the book is still available, Pottenger's Cats, A Study in Nutrition. We carry it at the Price Pottenger Nutrition Foundation, where I'm the vice president in San Diego. PP for Price Pottenger, NF for Nutrition Foundation, ppnf.org. But what Pottenger found was that if you have an animal, of course, because cats is what he was doing the study with, and you feed it its perfect species-specific diet for like 5 generations, then the DNA, RNA, or both, they know what they're supposed to do, and all of the irregularities and disease possibilities and risks, they all go away. And so with ninth generation raw meat cats, what I found the most fascinating is none of my patients who are extremely allergic to cats, and I have at this point probably close to 24 patients out of many, many, many hundreds or thousands who are extremely allergic to cats, none of them have any extreme allergy to my cats. And I can only presume, since you're not really allergic to a species, you're allergic to the hair, the dander, the saliva. If you're allergic to an animal, that animal licks you, it itches horribly. And those are all things that come out of the animal. Well, what comes out of the animal depends on what goes into the animal. And of course, they're eating a species-specific raw meat diet. And so these people that say they can't even visit their friend, there have been a couple of these people, their best friends, because within 5 minutes of being in the person's house, they would be coughing or wheezing or their face would blow up. And they come into my office And after they've been in my office for an hour and a half, or on their first visit, maybe 3 or 4 hours, they're fine. They would never know that there'd been a cat in the office before they were there. And after they realize this and they meet the girls, they go on second, third, fourth, fifth visits. They say, "Would you wake one of the girls up and bring them in?" And then they'll have, Tomka, usually Tomka, she's the one that's more hospitable to people she doesn't know. And they'll just, have Tomka sit in their lap, and they'll pet her. And they'll say, "She's the only cat I can touch. And there's just no allergies." So it's fascinating. So we have our tom-tom drum. See if I could just need somebody here with a guitar to play along with me. But that's one of my girls. I love them. They love me. And I hope I didn't just bore you to death. My name is David Getoff. My webpage is davidgetoff.com. Nothing for sale on it if you want to take a look. There's a lot of information on health, all free. Enjoy.